Letistitchy friends, welcome back. My name is Laura. You found Lala D stitches at long last. And I'm so glad you're here with me. Thanks for coming back. I know it's been a long break. I don't normally go 2 months between videos. But we're back, and I have lots to share. I'm glad to be here, and I hope that you're all doing well. Let's just jump into it. I have 3 finishes. 2 were starts and finishes, so you haven't seen them before, and you won't see them again till they're fully finished. But and then I've worked, it's been 2 months. I've worked on a lot of things. So I've got a nice little stack here of goodies, and then a little bit of market haul, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get this video out this afternoon. We'll see how that goes. So one of the big reasons for a delay was I filmed a video early mid-February, and then ran into downloading issues, which led to a major computer kerfluffle where everything got deleted. It was not a good day in this house. So we'll see. Right now I have to rebuild my videos, so I'm trying to kind of recreate what was already in place, but I'm having a challenge getting music to upload, and it's a me problem, but that's all just to say, and it won't make any difference to you because it'll just pop up and show up, but for me it may be today, it may be tomorrow. I'm not quite sure when this will go live. Anyways, if you're watching this, that means we have won the battle. Victory is ours, and it is live and working, so that's a good thing. Okay, quite a range of projects today, as the last time I visited with you, it was January, so I was just getting into some Valentine's Day projects, and I was also well, I wasn't even quite yet looking into St. Patrick's Day projects, but I've done a couple of those as well. So, yes. I feel a little scattered right now. I'm in a new room. That may be part of it. Welcome to the new studio. I had a wild hair one day about a month ago, and I was like, okay, let's just move everything. Let's completely swap all of the furniture upstairs from one side to the other. This room was where our bedroom was. It's a little bit bigger than the other room we were in, and where my husband and I share a space, that sounded appealing to have a little bit more space for working, since I spend most of my day in my studio in one capacity or another. Anyways, we'll see. I'm kind of playing with it. I literally brought my computer in here from another room to record. And I'm not sure that that's my favorite thing in the world. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes. You may have a different angle next time. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's get into it. Because I could rattle at you about nonsense pretty much all day, as you know. My first finish is a little St. Patrick's Day guy, and I've actually seen him around quite a bit this month because he's adorable, and why not? The pattern is Lucky O'Green by Not Forgotten Farm. I have a digital pattern I got off of Etsy, and so I don't have a cover sheet, but that's okay because he's done, and you can see I did a conversion to overdyes for the most part from Stash, and I think he turned out so cute. It's just on a piece of natural or raw linen, And I think he's a 32 count. I think it's a 32 count linen. But it was an unlabeled mystery fabric. The good thing about it is this is folded over, so I have room on the other side to stitch his little companion lady next year, which will be really fun. And who knows, maybe I'll do her as a 12 by 12 start in December and get her stitched up so I can have them both fully finished by next March. We'll see. We'll see how the year goes, right? I have this vision of oval frames and them sitting next to each other. I think that'd be really cute. Anyway, he was a delight. He was so much fun to stitch. Went really quickly. I'm not sure what his little hooked toes are clinging tightly onto, but they give me a giggle. So that's my first little finish. Where am I going to put these guys? I guess gently on the floor next to me. Okay, my next finish is Shamrock Row by Bent Creek. I've done a couple of Bent Creek patterns and enjoyed them all equally. They're so much fun to stitch. And I'm not a huge letters person, but I love the little leprechauns leaping through and all of the clovers. The center one is a 4-leaf clover. Super cute. So I did a conversion from stash again. This one, the other one was because it was charted in DMCs and I just wanted a bit more sparkle. This one was inspired because I didn't have any of the colors that they wanted me to stitch it in. But I think it turned out really cute. It took a little bit of finagling because I tried to do a color to color. Okay, let me rephrase that. A lot of my conversions, I just pull a palette of floss, a whole bunch, and I pick and choose where I want them to go as I'm stitching. This one I wanted to be a bit more one-to-one, so use the same amount of colors they originally called for and just sub closely-ish from stash. It didn't quite work out that way. Some of my colors were closer to each other than the original colors were, so I had to tweak where I stitched some things or what color I stitched some things in, but I think it's delightful. It turned out really fun. This is a 20 count Ada. Did I write down? Thornfield. Thornfield. Yeah, I got it from 123. And it was a piece I cut off from a different project that is going to... Oh, it's the extra from Spring Quaker, which you'll see in a little bit. Which I need to remember to pull out of its bag now that I say that. Anyways, it was really fun. And went surprisingly quickly. So 1/1 Ada square on the 20 count. I'll get close. This little guy. It's cute. Okay, so that was that. And then, last but not least for my finishes, I have completed Lovebirds. Now I did edit my finish. I have omitted the outer roses and these hooks, as you'll see in a second. Let me pull that up, but it's stitched, back stitched, beaded, just ready to be framed at some point. Turned out so pretty. Gosh, the colors are so gorgeous. Just saturated, rich, juicy colors. This is on 32 count Glory by Picture This Plus with the called for DMCs. I love it. I did stitch the beads on the wrong direction on this bird. They're kind of flattened here, but come on, you guys. There you go. You can see they're kind of supposed to go in a row like that. I decided everybody's a little bit different, so the beads could stay. Mostly pulling out the floss for that would have loosened up a lot of other beads, and I just couldn't bring myself to redo it all, so it'll be good. So pretty. I love this fabric. I have another one. I think the Visitor is on the other half of this fabric. I think that's what I did. Beautiful. As always, the back stitching and those beads added that last little bit of magic to everything. You can kind of see them sparkling in the breasts and necks of the birds, and so pretty. So that felt like a big deal. Had that one going for a couple of years. I have oodles more Mirabilias that will be going for many more years, so it's fine. Okay, now let's jump into my whips. These are in rando bando order. I think I tried originally to stack them kind of as I stitched them, but I think it wound up being a little more random than I intended. So this is a kit from Letistitch. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Into Dreamland. I am stitching it as called for with the supplies, and I pulled it out. I'll pop in before pictures because I'm pretty sure I have before pictures of all of my whips thanks to thanks to my whip parade. Sorry, my brain just derailed there for a second. Here is where I am. So I've done a lot of work up in this upper left quadrant, and you can start to see her hair, and I think this is her ear here and the beginnings of her face actually coming into it, which is pretty exciting. This one, I really enjoy this project. I should stitch on it more because I find I get into this really calm space when I'm stitching it. You have to focus because it's a lot of confetti, and in full transparency, sometimes I sit and stare at all the colors and I'm like, I don't know what color to pick next. So I pick a card that has, the floss all comes wrapped on cards. I don't have them sitting here. I've tamed my stack so it doesn't topple over, but they come wrapped on these cards, and so there's, you know, somewhere around 7 to 10 colors on each card, and I've found when I am struggling to pick a color to do next that I just start at the top of the card and see if it's on the page I'm working on, and if it is, I just go with that and I just work my way down the card, and that's worked well for me to keep movement happening, keep progress going. Anyways, I love working on it, and I'm excited for her to be more than like a ghostly figure. It'll be good. It'll be very exciting. Oh, she's beautiful. Okay, this was an impulsive start. I bought the pattern, I don't remember when it came out, 2 or 3 years ago. and everybody was stitching in it, and I thought it was so cute, and I kitted it up, and then I never started it. And one random day, last month, I think, I just didn't want to work on anything I had pulled out, so I started stitching it. And this is where I got, it goes pretty quickly. I don't know why I didn't get into those flowers, but I think I'll do all the words first because they would definitely be what would hold me up in general. I pulled my own flosses, so the words are in Shamrock from Classic Colorworks right now, and the fabric is 28 count Lugana from Bestitch Me. It's lightly salted, not roasted. It's so pretty. It's reading a little more brown on the camera than it is in person. It's a lovely peachy shade. I don't know if I can, sometimes if you back up, nope, it doesn't want to play nice. Yeah, it's not really gonna show. Anyways, it's beautiful fabric and easy stitching. I did have to rip out pretty much the entire top row because I had miscounted, but it's corrected and back on track, and yeah, it'll be fun. I am going to do my flowers. Oh, ugh, sorry, it's kind of a mess. I'm going to do my flowers in peach and yellow and this soft blue, probably. It looks like I've pulled two potential colors for my flowers. I've got a soft, that's probably too blendy, a little more monochromatic. So this is a really pretty blue. And I think there's 3 rings. There's like a center and a middle ring and an outer ring on the flowers. I think that's what I had pulled. I think those were the thoughts, with the orange being the center. Yeah. And then the vines are this pretty green. So if we get rid of that guy, that's potentially the palette. Yeah. It'll be cute. It'll be very happy, very happy. And I love the idea. I've gotten on this kind of wild hair recently that I want stitch related finished projects on my wall in my studio. Not exclusively, but mixed in with everything else. So, you know, this would be great on the wall or as a pillow on the chair in here, or and you'll see a couple more stitch themed. But I also have a quilt pattern that I've had for years that I always thought that would be like the feature project on the wall that is stitch themed. I don't have plans to start it yet, but it is tumbling around in my brain, in my noggin, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, moving on. So Valentine's Day stitching, I had 2 projects that I worked on, and the first one is a free chart from Lila's studio called For Thee, and I am just pulling beautiful reds and pinks from Stash, and I worked on filling in the right side of my Quakers, and magic started happening. They were just kind of floating shapes before. And oh gosh, I'm loving it. I think I got a bit of decision fatigue when I was stitching this, because both this project and the next one I'm going to show you, I'm picking the colors as I go, and I think I just burnt out a little. But I also wrote things down, so next time I pick it up, those decisions are made, and I can just move along. Anyways, it's so pretty. I wish my next project were on fabric closer to this, which I think, if I remember right, I don't have the information. I don't know where. Well, I know I've told you the color of fabric before. I want to say it's carnation or something like that, but I don't know if that's right. So don't quote me. Anyways, it's so pretty, and I'm loving how the colors look on this. When I kitted up the next one, which is Heartstring, Samplery, My Funny Valentine, I wanted a pink background again, but I wanted it a little softer, so it would read pink, but allow all of this gorgeous stitching to pop. But as I've gotten into it more, I have concerns that my fabric, while it is pink, it doesn't really read very pink. So I think that kind of slowed me down. I was gonna do a row a week, and I didn't. This is how far I got. The fabric feels very white. And I've never considered a restart very strongly before, but this one has me contemplating it. Like maybe I could finish this row and do something with what I've stitched, but then for the whole thing, perhaps I would be happier if it were on something that reads a little more pink. I don't know. It's undecided. It'll probably be another year before I pull it out again because Valentine's Day is over. But I do like what I've done so far. I think it's beautiful. I just wish this fabric read a little bit more color. I don't know. Let me know what you think. You can kind of see, like, it's very pale. It's very pale. And maybe that's okay. Maybe I would get more stitching on it and decide that it was acceptable. But I don't know. I don't know. So pretty though. I love this. I love both of these rows. Oh, they're so pretty. Maybe it's okay. We'll see how I feel next year. Oh, the fabric is, I should tell you that, 36 count Morganite by Fiber on a Whim. I am stitching 2/2 because I wanted poofy, happy stitches, especially with the words. Anyways, yep, that's what it is. Okay, so then we went into, well, I guess this is still February. Some of my Alice in Wonderland stitches. Where is the pattern? Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. Well, I know the information on this one. So this is the Mad Tea Party, I think is what it's called, by Bella Filipina. And I basically gave her a head. Pretty much everything above her shoulders was done this year, which felt really good. She was just kind of, you know, a torso and a skirt up to this year. And now it feels like Alice has entered the chat and we're getting somewhere. This is on a 28 count, or excuse me, a 14 count Ada. See if I can remember this information. Izzy Busy? Busy Izzy? Fabrics by Stephanie, I think. I think that's the information for that one. Again, I know I've mentioned it before, so it's out there somewhere in my videos. But apparently I am out of practice when it comes to gathering supplies. She is looking great. I have not done any of the backstitch yet, so she'll really come to life when backstitch starts to go in. And I've only done the barest hint of adding the Krynex in. So we'll see. I don't know when she'll come out again, but I would imagine at some point this year I'll get the itch to stitch some Alice. Yeah. So pretty. So there's a big arch. I will have popped up a picture of what it is, but there's a big arch that goes over her, and there's still another banner down here to round it all out. Okay, this was a new start, and it's not a huge start, but it counts. Barbara Anna dropped this, oh gosh, I don't know, maybe it was sometime in January, and I just love it. I love it so much, a Caticorn. The Lady and the Caticorn. Loosely based or inspired by the Lady and the Unicorn tapestries, and I mean, I just, it's so cute. It's bright and happy. The colors are fantastic. I've been just working on the cat so far, and I could not find, I actually really wanted to stitch it on something this raspberry color. I could not for the life of me find the right raspberry color. So we went with this beautiful lilac, and I think it's still going to be really cute. I haven't gotten to the bright, exciting colors that'll bring it to life, but I am probably 80% through the cat, because he's just a squatty little fella. So cute with his mismatched eyes. Love it. So cute. I want to work on that again. I think this is a, I don't know what it is. Do I have it written down anywhere? No. You can get Barbara Anna patterns off of her Ko-Fi now. Creative Poppy went the way of the world, unfortunately, at the end of 2025. But she has shifted, and it continues to shift her pattern stock to her Ko-Fi. So there's new stuff all the time. It's very tempting and very dangerous. Excuse me one moment. It has decided to fully spring here. Spring has sprung. But for the last 2 weeks, it decided to pretend to be May. And it's been in the 70s and 80s. It is the wildest non-winter, non-spring. I don't even know. But the grass is coming back, and there are cherry blossoms and leaves popping, and it's quite beautiful. But my sinuses think it's the devil right now. So there you go. I got good work in on Alice Meets the Caterpillar in my mangled copy. It's a digital pattern I just printed out, and it has, you know, seen some miles apparently. So cute. I'm getting excited about this one. It is starting to get there. I'm over 50%, I think it's safe to say. And here is where she sits. Again, Alice entered the chat. I finished this side completely. Everything to the, what is that, to the right of the caterpillar mushroom is done. I started adding in that bottom border, which just grounded everything and is, I don't know, it's such a fantastic, simple little lacy pattern, but it adds magic. I'm so excited. So cute. This will get more work for sure, because I could see this being, and don't like hold me to it, but I could see this being a finish this year. It's so fun. What is my fabric? Crushed strawberries, I want to say, is what's in my head. I believe it was a discontinued color that I picked up at Threadneedle Street while I lived in Seattle area. Oh my goodness. The caterpillar. The tiny little baby caterpillar on the clover. I love it. So cute. So much fun. Happy, happy colors. Okay, is this my last Alice? No, I have 2 more Alices I worked on. So this is Alice in Wonderland Tree. A lot of people have finished this. I like to touch a lot of projects every month, and so I don't make as much progress typically as some other stitchers, but I have a lot of fun. Okay, so this is where I am. I did do a conversion on the Cheshire Cat to make it a bit more like the Disney movie version. I just liked the purple. There's nothing wrong with the gray, and in fact I thought I would do the gray like in the original. I don't know, I just got a bee in my bonnet about it and pulled a couple colors, and I think it turned out really cute. I'll probably try to find, because there is no more purple in the rest of the, I mean, purple isn't originally charted in the design, so I'll probably throw another spot or 2 into some of the other tiers just to give it a little bit of I don't know. Not have it be the only spot of purple. My words are escaping me. Anyways, I love the teapot, or teacup, excuse me, on the top. So cute. And getting these vines in, or ferns, whatever they are, really helped the kind of striped tree I have swapped out for DMC something. 4045 variation, and it was looking a little tiger stripey, but you know, Wonderland is magical, so we can have tiger stripey plants or tiered trees. Anyways, I'm using that same color in the boughs of these ferns, and so I think it's helping it all make sense, all come together. This is, I think, 28 count? No, excuse me, 32 count feldspar fabric, linen, from Picture This Plus, one of my favorites, and I'm stitching 2/2. Okay, one more Barbara Anna. Only did a little bit on this one. She Mad Hatter Dreams. I love this project. And I love the colors in it, but I think they weren't quite vibing with my brain. I wanted the brighter colors, so I put a little bit more time in. Still got some work done though. Filled in the hat, but for our little ticket up in there that's tucked into the band, and added the caterpillar and started down into some more shapes. So it's coming along. It's about to get exciting. The other side has the Cheshire Cat tail and some really pretty flowers, and then we've got, you know, teapots and timepieces and stuff down on the arms. So it'll start to get a lot more fun. I think I've been kind of bogged down in that section, and I don't know. I love it. It's gonna be fun. Just have to wait for the right mood, and apparently I have floss all over the place. What is my fabric? Do I have that information? Yes. 28 count steel gray linen. It is a discontinued color though, again. I used to pick those up because they would be smaller pieces, so they were, you know, $6, $7, easy to pick up, and just tuck away for the right project. I miss Threadneedle Street. Cute little shop. Denise is so nice. Okay. Little House Needleworks. I pulled it out again. I'd worked on it some in January. and I completed the alphabet and then the side lacy banner. So this one's tall. We'll see what we can get to show. I bet I can get it all. There we go. Beautiful. Maybe I added the house in too. I don't know. I'd have to look at a before picture. And I'll enter those all in, but I'm not looking at them right this second. So now I just get to put the fun bits in. I was on a bit of a standstill because I wasn't sure if I was going to swap out the called for, I think it's Calico Kitty, yeah, red, or if I was going to keep the red. I've decided to keep it. I really liked the model stitch that I saw when I purchased the pattern, and that was done with the called for colors. So I think I'll just keep going with it. It's just going to be classic and clean, and it'll be lovely. Yeah, I don't have a lot of excuses anymore to not fill in those little bits and finish this guy off. The biggest stitching will be the lady, the stitcher down here. Everything else will go quick. It's so pretty. This is on, I think, 28 count. I don't have a card. I'm a hot mess, you guys. It's all good. Anyways, it's sand. It's a sand Lugana. So pretty. And I love how this is antique lace, classic colorworks. It's the softest blue white. It's such a pretty color. And the weeping willow green, one of my favorites. So good. Lay that down there. Okay, moving along. I'm gonna have to rattle this bag. I'll try to put it low so you can see a picture. I did not quite make my goal on this. I wanted to have at least the house completed before the first day of spring on this project, which you'll see momentarily. Seasons of the Heart. So I've been working on winter. I started it as part of my 12 by 12. Here are the other two. I'm sure you've seen them. They're gorgeous. I'm excited to get into spring, but the rule is I have to at least finish the roof of the house before I can move along. So here's where I am. I'm doing a conversion from stash, and this is Lakeside Linens Navy Bean. It's a 32 count. I'm stitching 2 over 2. And I'm almost done with the roof. I don't know why I fell off the wagon, other than that I did. Anyways, once I get the roof in, I will move down to spring, which will be fun. And we'll see how far I get during spring, and then in summer I'll start summer, and autumn I'll start autumn. So it'll be awesome. I don't know that I have much more to say about it than that. Made progress. Didn't quite get where I wanted to, but I'm not far off of it. Okay, I just pulled this one out for one afternoon. I was watching, what was I watching? It's on Apple TV. What's it called? It's sci-fi. It'll come to me. Anyways, Ladybug Gnome. So cute. Another one of my 12 by 12 starts. And this one is tough to do quickly. So the progress isn't super impressive, but it is there. It's a lot of really close color blending, and I have not made a working copy of the pattern, which is perhaps my mistake. So keeping track of where I am or what color I'm working on is a bit eye-crossing. But the shading is so neat. It's gonna be really cute. And we're starting to see some of those polka dots come out. Really cute. This is just a 14 count Ada. I died with apparently a permanently placed center line. Cute. Okay, again, that's what happens when you fold fabric. Sometimes the lines don't want to come out even when you press them. Oh well. Won't be a big deal. You won't notice this. You won't notice it as much once there's a cute little gnome sitting there. So. Okay, I've been doing every week I pick a different one strand a day project. So it's not a ton of progress, but it gets me a little bit of stitching into projects that may or may not get attention otherwise. So for 1 week I had The Lord's Prayer by Lila's Studio as my one a day, and I got some good progress. I'm stitching this on 32 count Heartland by Picture This Plus, which I love. It's so warm. And I worked on those flowers in the border, kind of bringing some more leaves into it, and then added our little first cherub there, a little angel. And the antennas of a moth. I think I just had, it's the same color. Oh no, it is a different color. Why did I do that? That's so random. Anyways, it's exciting to see more colors come into it again. I have a handful of projects that have been locked into the initial 2 or 3 colors for a while, and the full palette is so pretty. It's exciting to see that start to enter into the project. It's beautiful. I did do, so I'm using a lot of the called for DMCs, but I have swapped out for a few over dyes. The green is Peapod? We'll never know. Where is it? It's a mystery. I believe it's Peapod. I want to say, well, I'll have to look it up. Brethren Blue for the words. I think all of the reds so far are called for. Anyways, gorgeous. So pretty. I'll have to give it another week. Okay. This one, The Herbalist by Loombug. She's already teased her next one, which she is working on the model stitch for. Oh, I will buy it as soon as she drops it because it's fantastic. I'm a sucker for these pixelated, blendy, Stardew Valley kind of vibes. It's just cozy, cute, so much fun. I definitely stitched everything wrong and had to basically start over. It was a sad, sad tale. You'll notice my original little heart start is gone because it too was wrong. Everything up here and all of the ghosted stitches over here were 3 stitches too high. And so I was able to leave that little chunk there, but everything else had to come out. And so I just, every day I pulled out for a few minutes, and eventually it was all out, and I was able to start over, put more stitches in. But now we're making real progress because those leaves are filled in, and you can start to see some of the gorgeous colors. The colors are so pretty in this project. I can hardly wait to get into those lilacs and lavenders, and it's going to be fun. This is, what is this fabric? 18 count, Ada, we're guessing here. No, I'm fairly confident it's 18 count Ada. I don't know the color though. It's beautiful. I would like more of it. I think it's a fiber on a whim. I'll try to include it in the description box, you guys. Sorry. Anyways, it's good. I do need another piece because the companion piece would look so good on this fabric. I don't have any more. Thoughts. Stirrings. Okay, next one. You probably already know when I show this magazine. We're looking at Nature's Journey. I am still slowly plugging away at it. I abandoned the winter section though and went up and finished summer. And then I'm kind of wrapping around. My goal is to have this finished by the first day of summer. So it gives me 2.5 months, I think, roughly, to work on it. It's totally doable as long as I keep giving it time. So here is where we are. I mean, that's good progress. The only thing missing from the summer section is the back stitching on the cricket's ears, which I don't think I had 3371 when I was working on this, but I've picked it up since. But I've started on the autumn moth, and we've outlined winter, where the moth will go. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it so much. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, gotta keep going. I want this on the wall. I want it to sit next to my pollinators. I think they'll be good companion pieces. So beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is 32 count linen I dyed. And I have tried to recreate it several times since then, and I cannot. Apparently, my hand dyes are one-offs. And every time I show my mom, she's like, you should dye fabric and sell it. And I'm like, yeah, but I would have to literally do it as a one and done because I cannot seem to recreate fabrics to save my skin. It's fine. Oops, wrong way. This is, I'll pop in a picture, Come to the Garden by Teresa Kogut. I'm doing a full magical night garden conversion. This is my inspiration for how I'm picking my colors. And I've pulled a large amount of colors and I just assign them to sections as I go. This was my one a day for a week. So I brought the border in over this way, all of that, and then added in the beginnings of our garden, which is very exciting. Very, very exciting. I'm stitching this 1/2 on 36 count linen. This is from Atomic Ranch, I think. Yes, cobblestone. 36 count cobblestone. It's gorgeous. I love the little plays of light, and I think that's going to be really, really pretty as more motifs start to go in. It's delicate stitching. It's interesting how different 36 counts feel very different. This one feels very delicate. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't really have any more thought than that, but it does. Anyways, it's exciting to see something start to happen with it. I should give it more time also. Maybe it'll get another week here sometime soon. Okay, this was a new start, and it's not a big start, but I could not. This is a market purchase. Lily's chickens? Lily's chickens, yes. Oh, it's so cute. I love it so, so much. So much. She's so cute. I started her on a piece of 20 count Ada, which has become something I'm really enjoying playing with. She's gonna be so small. So I'm stitching it 1/1 Ada square, one strand. I need to edge my fabric. This is the original edge. They did not cut on the line, which drives me insane. But it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, I need to edge my fabric, but that's my start. It's 20 count Thornfield. Why do I want to say Thornfield? I'm sorry, you guys. Do I have it written down? No. I have subbed out a couple of colors. I don't think I've used any of them yet. Let me check. G. No, that's the called for. Oh, yes, the pinks are both different. So they called for Sanguine and Adobe. Neither of which I had. And I only had one of the DMCs for the alternate colors. So I wound up, it looks like I'm using the DMC 21, and then I'm using Rose Petal from Classic Colorworks for the lighter peachy pink in there. Anyways. Cute. This is definitely getting work this month because we're full into spring, and I'm here for it. I'm ready for spring stitching. I've already pulled my spring projects, and I'll tuck away, you know, my wintry Alicey projects for a while, and flowers, bunnies, chickens, like bring it on. I'm here. I'm here for it. All the happy, fresh nature colors. Okay, next project is 100 Owls, which I am doing. Is a free chart from Owl Forest Embroidery. I am doing a conversion from Stash. So again, I've pulled a bunch of colors, and I'm just assigning them as I go section by section. This is where I am. Here, let me, I don't know what the better way is for this. Probably like that. This is one of my favorite projects. I love it. And I've had a couple moments where I'm like, did I go too hard? But no, I love it. I have no other words than I love it, apparently. So what I'm doing as I enter a new section, the pattern lists off what the owls, the real life owls, are based off of, and I am Googling pictures of the owls and then picking colors from my rings and assigning them thusly. And I don't know which, every time I think I have a favorite owl, I wind up with a new favorite, and mostly I'm just so enjoying this. It's so good. It's so good. So I already have the next section is the next big center tree, which has a bunch of little owls on it. And then I think I have this next corner. It might be that corner. I've already selected threads, flosses for. So yeah, I'm ready to go next time I pick it up. Which, it's been a few weeks since I worked on it, so I'm getting the itch for it again, which is exciting. It's so pretty. I love it. Okay, so this is our last one. Last project. This one just came out for an evening. I wanted something a bit brighter, but I also wanted to work on a whip. So Sampler Hill by Breda Gervais. Stitching it on 32 count Mayflower linen. We think it might be Fox and Rabbit, but I've looked up, it might just be an old dye lot because I've looked up newer versions of it and it looks very different, which is unfortunate because I would love a half yard of it. It has the softest peachy color to it. It's such lovely linen. Anyways, we're working on that border. Got almost no, it looks like I got an entire side put in down to the corner. And then I'm adding the berries into, well, I added this first tree. There's a second one over here. And then I've started adding the little apricots or berries or whatever's on it. Coming along. Getting that border in was very motivating because it just adds this fullness and all those fresh, lovely colors. I don't know how muted colors can be fresh, but they are. So good. So pretty. I love this project. One of these days, I'm going to have to buckle down and work on that hill, which is a beast. We'll get there. We'll get there. Because this one is definitely in my rotation this month, so we'll see what I can do. That's what I worked on for the last 2 months. I feel like I made really good progress on a lot of things and respectable progress on the others. I'm fairly pleased. It's a good thing. It's all good. So I have, see if I can pull this out without disturbing my little girl here. It's okay, baby. Such a good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Okay. So I have 5 other projects I got at market. I could have maxed out a credit card with this market. I did not. I was very good. I bought 6 patterns and I've started trying to kit some of them up, but they're not all going to be started right away. I'm going to kind of stagger them out over the next couple months. So let's kind of get that order-ish. Probably something like that. One zipper real quick, sorry. Okay, first one is the biggest one. All things wise and wonderful. I have a corner start on Consider the Lilies, which I have decided to move forward with. But I'm going to go ahead and start this. It's a little bit of a cray-cray move, but that's okay. We're embracing it because I really love it. The narwhals, the dodo bird, the beaver, the lanternfish. I don't remember what this bird is called, but it makes the coolest. It's a dinosaur bird, and it goes with his beak. I mean, there's such cool critters. Such cool critters. A moose, a walrus. I mean, I can't wait. The owls, the koalas, turkeys, funky running giraffes. I love it all. I love this so much. The buffalo. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. So, I have started trying to pull fab floss. I figure with this one, I will start with the called for, and if I wind up, because I also have a big piece of fabric that would work. It would be a sheet, because it's 32 count, it's 16 count Aida, excuse me. But it's pretty, and the colors work, most of them. A couple of them, like this one specifically, get a little close. I've looked at where that is. For the most part, it's not touching the fabric. It's like an inner shade. So this fabric could work. Maybe I'll replace the fabric. I'd like to not though, because, you know, that would be $60 of fabric, which sounds a little gut punchy right now, but it's gorgeous. And I really have this idea of starting this on Earth Day because of all the little animals that are like worldwide animals. It just feels like there's penguins in this. I'd never noticed that before. There's trout. It's so good. You guys, this is fantastic. Anyways, Earth Day feels like a really good day to start our little our giant, I shouldn't say little. The animals are little. This big, beautiful chart. Anyways, and I would imagine I'll probably do an upper right start because that's typically where I start my projects these days. What was I saying? I don't know. Colors. Oh, anyways, if any of the colors wind up ghosting and I just stick with that fabric, I would just pull something from stash that will work and will not blend in too much. So we'll just tweak it as we go. I really appreciate it when designers say to just play with the colors, make it your own, make it fit your own tastes, and because that's something I really love to do. I think sometimes there can be pressure to keep things as the designer created them, originally envisioned them. But this is a creative art, right? We should feel free to make it ours, because it's going to be, you know, the product of our time and our efforts. Anyways, blah, 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 soapbox. I love it when creators, designers include that little blurb in their patterns and say, have fun, make it yours. Don't feel guilty about it, ultimately. And I don't normally, but, you know, occasionally you're like, should I have done that? I don't know. Anyways, that will happen sometime around Earth Day. And then I'm going to join the Sampler for Grace Stitch Along with House of Stitch and Stash on Instagram. I'm so excited. This pattern is gorgeous and I just love everything about it. I do not have fabric for it and I do not have all the colors yet. So maybe there'll be some tweaking in there to make that happen. I haven't spent too much time playing with it though, because the Stitch Along starts on the 22nd of April, I believe. So I've got time. And I have no idea what my fabric will be. So that'll be fun to play with. My sister and I are going to stitch this series. There's a companion piece from Heartstring Samplery. And you can stitch them together in one or stitch them two separate, however you want to do it. We're going to join them into one piece. And I think we're going to do it where I stitch one half and then Amanda will stitch the other half, and then we'll swap. So we both get to stitch both parts, but then we've both stitched on each other's piece. There's a good chance. We've been very lucky and fortunate to live just down the street from each other for the last 2 years, and there's a good chance that we will be not living close to each other again by the end of this year. And that makes my heart ache a little bit, but yeah, this will be really fun. This will be really fun. I do not have it kitted up fully yet, but I do have a piece of fabric tucked in here and a few of the floss colors pulled, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's a gorgeous chart. Both of them are gorgeous charts, and I just love the concept, the message in it, and giant swans with funky mermaids and tiny turtles. I am here for it. And the phrase, and the sea it hath my treasure, and the sea it hath my love. I love it. This was instantly in my cart when she announced this one. I've tentatively pulled an Ada to stitch it on, but this will be a summer start. I don't know, something about the water and the mermaids make it read a little bit more summer. So maybe in June, maybe July. It'll be really fun. I love it. And last but not least, in our world of giant birds, Captain Patchy Pelican. I love pelicans. They're one of my favorite seabirds, and he's adorable with his jaunty little cap and a lighthouse. And is he underwater? We don't know. The coral suggests he might be on a deep dive to get his fish. I love him so much. He's so cute. I did pull a blue for it, but I haven't done a floss toss or anything, so I don't know if this is, I don't know if that'll stay that way. But this will definitely get a start in probably May or June because because I love it. and I'm very excited to stitch it. All right, my friends. Normally I would show you all of my selections for like the next section chunk of stitching. My words are repetitive today, I'm sorry. But I am going to do a second video this week. So you'll just have to wait and see what I've pulled for spring stitching. They're good. You're gonna like them. They're mostly whips, but I do have a couple of starts planned for April. Okay, I've got a lot of starts planned for the next 4 months. It's good. It's making me happy. But we're still working on the whips. I definitely started the year hoping to focus more on whips than starts. And I do feel like I've given good effort into that so far, with a few diversions. Anyways, there's no rules. We're pirates. We continue to be pirates. We'll be pirates forever, probably. It's grand. Join me. All right, my friends, take care. I hope you're stitching. I'll be back later this week with a quilting bee. I have scads of quilting things to share. It's going to be fantastic. I'll probably rattle at you for 2 hours because I have no end of ideas, and I've finished 3 tops. Let's just tease that right now. Yeah, I have a lot to share. It's going to be really fun. That is the video that I tried to record in February that died a painful digital death. And so, you know, the longer it goes, the more I have to share. Yeah. Okay. I will see you later. Happy stitching, my friends. Take care.